Have you ever seen a $500 bill, or perhaps a $1,000 bill? These high-denomination bills are not something you come across every day. In fact, most people have never even laid eyes on them. These bills are incredibly rare today, almost like mythical creatures in the world of currency. They are often considered the unicorns of American money. Most people haven't. These high-denomination bills are incredibly rare today. They were once part of everyday transactions for the wealthy and for large business deals, but now they exist mostly as collector's items. Relics of a bygone era. Their scarcity makes them highly sought after by numismatists and history enthusiasts alike. But why are they so rare? What happened to these giants of currency? But their scarcity sparks curiosity. People often wonder about their origins and their purpose. Were they used for everyday purchases, or were they reserved for special transactions? What were these bills used for? Why did they disappear? The answers lie in the history of American finance and the evolution of the economy. These bills were primarily used for large transactions, often between banks or for significant business deals. The story of these bills is a journey through American history. From their inception to their eventual phase-out, these bills have witnessed the rise and fall of economic empires, the Great Depression, and the technological advancements that changed the way we handle money. It's a tale of economic growth, technological advancement, and changing social landscapes. As America grew and evolved, so did its currency. The need for such high-denomination bills diminished as electronic banking and other forms of digital transactions took over. Join me as we delve into the mystery of the $500 and $1,000 bills. Together, we'll uncover the fascinating history behind these elusive giants and understand their place in the broader narrative of American financial history. In the early days of the United States, currency was a mixed bag. The fledgling nation relied on a variety of coins and paper money, some of which were issued by individual states, while others came from foreign countries. This created a chaotic and inconsistent monetary system that made trade and commerce challenging. People used a variety of coins and paper money. Spanish dollars, British pounds, and even French francs circulated alongside locally minted coins and state-issued banknotes. This patchwork system reflected the diverse influences and economic ties of the early American colonies. The Civil War brought about a need for change. The conflict strained the nation's finances and highlighted the inefficiencies of the existing monetary system. The Union needed a reliable and standardized currency to fund the war effort and stabilize the economy. The government needed a way to finance the war effort. To address this, the Treasury began issuing war bonds and government-backed paper money known as greenbacks. These measures were crucial in providing the necessary funds to support the Union Army and its operations. This led to the introduction of the first national currency in 1861. The National Banking Act established a system of national banks authorized to issue uniform banknotes, which helped create a more cohesive and stable financial system. Large denominations were essential during this time. They facilitated large transactions. These high-value notes made it easier to conduct significant financial operations, such as purchasing supplies for the military or funding large-scale infrastructure projects. They also helped the government manage its finances. By issuing large denomination bills, the Treasury could more effectively control the money supply and reduce the risk of inflation, which was a constant concern during the war. The $500 and $1,000 bills were introduced to meet these needs. These high-value notes were not commonly used by the general public but were vital for large-scale transactions and government expenditures. They represented a significant amount of purchasing power. In today's terms, these bills would be worth tens of thousands of dollars, underscoring their importance in the financial landscape of the Civil War era. Each denomination of U.S. currency features a prominent figure from American history. The $500 bill showcased William McKinley, the 25th President of the United States. McKinley led the nation during a period of rapid industrial growth. His presidency saw the rise of the United States as a global power. The $1,000 bill featured Grover Cleveland, the 22nd and 24th President. Cleveland is known for his commitment to fiscal conservatism and government reform. He remains the only president to serve 2 non-consecutive terms. The $500 bill, with McKinley's stern gaze, became a symbol of American prosperity. It circulated widely during the early 20th century. It was used for everything from business deals to personal savings, However, its popularity waned over time. Several factors contributed to its decline. The rise of personal checks and credit cards offered alternative payment methods. The increasing use of electronic transactions further reduced the need for large cash amounts. Section 5. The $1,000 Bill, a legacy of leadership. The $1,000 bill, bearing Cleveland's image, also enjoyed a period of widespread use. It was a common sight in bank vaults and safety deposit boxes. However, its association with large-scale transactions made it susceptible to criminal activity. Concerns about counterfeiting and money laundering grew. The government began to monitor the use of the $1,000 bill more closely. Its circulation gradually decreased as it became increasingly linked to illicit activities. Section 6. The decline of the Titans. The mid-20th century marked a turning point for both the $500 and $1,000 bills. The government, concerned about their use in illegal activities, took action. In 1969, the Federal Reserve announced the official discontinuation of these denominations. The decision was not without controversy. Some argued that it was an unnecessary intrusion into personal finances. Others supported the move, citing the need to combat crime and maintain the integrity of the U.S. currency. Section 7. A changing economic landscape. The discontinuation of the $500 and $1,000 bills reflected a broader shift in the American economy. The rise of electronic banking and digital payment systems reduced the need for large denomination bills. People could now make large transactions without carrying around stacks of cash. The decision also had implications for inflation. As the purchasing power of the dollar decreased over time, the value of these high-denomination bills became less practical for everyday use. Section 8. Echoes of the Past, Whispers of the Future. Today, the $500 and $1,000 bills are mostly found in museums and private collections. They serve as reminders of a time when cash was king, and large transactions were conducted with a handshake and a wad of bills. However, the debate over high-denomination currency is not entirely over. Some economists argue that their reintroduction could be beneficial. They suggest that it could reduce transaction costs and provide an alternative to electronic payment systems. Section 9. Conclusion. The enduring allure of high denominations. The story of the $500 and $1,000 bills is a fascinating glimpse into the evolution of American currency. These high-denomination notes were once a significant part of the financial landscape, used primarily for large transactions and bank transfers. They were not commonly seen in everyday life, making them a subject of intrigue and curiosity. It highlights the interplay between economic forces, technological advancements, and government policies. The issuance and eventual discontinuation of these notes were influenced by various factors, including the need to combat money laundering and the shift towards digital transactions. The high-denomination bills serve as a reminder of a time when physical currency was king and large sums of money had to be moved in tangible form. While these denominations are no longer in circulation, their legacy endures. Collectors and historians alike cherish these notes for their historical significance and the stories they tell about the economic conditions of their time. They are prized artifacts that offer a window into the past, showcasing the artistry and craftsmanship that went into their design. They remind us that money is not just a medium of exchange. It's a symbol of trust and a representation of value that has evolved over centuries. The high-denomination bills, with their intricate designs and substantial worth, encapsulate the complexities of the financial systems they were part of. It's also a reflection of our history, our values, and our aspirations. The imagery and symbols on these notes reflect the cultural and political climate of their era, offering insights into what was deemed important and valuable at the time. They serve as a testament to the nation's economic journey and the milestones achieved along the way. As we navigate the ever-changing landscape of finance, it's worth pondering the lessons of the past and considering what the future holds for the nature of money itself. The transition from physical to digital currency raises questions about security, accessibility, and the role of government in regulating money. By reflecting on the history of high-denomination bills, we can better understand the ongoing evolution of currency and the potential paths it may take in the future.